I absolutely have the best job in the world. Get quite emotional about it.
The new series of The Highland Midwife starts Wednesday at 8 on Channel 5.
What does it take to prepare a meal fit for a queen?
You try and serve strawberries to the Queen in January and it's off to the tower, you're really in trouble.
And how do you satisfy the royal taste buds?
She likes to eat clean and green, speaks volumes.
Secrets of the Royal Kitchens, Wednesday at 9 on Channel 5.
Not long till Tuesday morning's milkshake, and Pepper and George kick things off by learning the art of pottery. Peppa Pig at 6 o'clock after Wildlife SOS, here on Channel 5.
One of Britain's busiest wildlife rescue and rehabilitation centres is at Leatherhead in Surrey. Simon Cowell leads the team of volunteers.
At Wildlife Aid, during the course of a year, we see many different types of British wildlife. We receive a lot of patients brought in to us by members of the public, but we are often called out to rescue animals from all sorts of situations in the wild. In this episode, we treat a fox who has a nasty abscess on its head, a goose has fishing line caught round its leg, and Nelson, the one-eyed ferret, comes in for an examination. A pair of ducks are released onto a local pond. The fate of a fawn hangs in the balance, and a serotine bat is given a test flight.
This is a fox cub that was brought into us last night. She had the largest abscess on her neck we'd ever seen. And when we lanced the abscess, so much pus came out I wouldn't even want to describe it to you. The agony of the abscess on her neck must have been unbelievable. She couldn't move her head at all, and it was the size of a large tennis ball, which is hard to imagine. But she really is just fighting to hold on. She's very scared, she's very emaciated, and very dehydrated.
She came from a garden in Dorking, where she was found out cold by the pond, basically. And after a short chase, she was across about 3 gardens, I finally got underneath a van where she'd collapsed.
I think she needs some vitamins though.
Yeah, she sounds like
she needs something, doesn't she? It's all...
a boost.
Vitamins in these situations are best given by injection.
Oh, sweetie. Let me give you a mil and a half, eh? Make her feel a bit better. There you go. It's all right, sweetheart. You're giving it a shake.
To help stop further infection, Jim sprayed the wound with an antibiotic spray.
She's going back now, and we'll continue to give her some antibiotics and vitamins if necessary. She's eating quite well, but she's still very wobbly on her legs, which isn't really surprising because she's had a rough time. But the abscess it's all gone from around here. There's no more pus in it. So it's just a matter of keeping up the antibiotic treatment and just feeding her up and hoping that she'll come to. I'm sure she will. She's much, much liver than she was. She also needs some mange treatment later on, but it's a bit strong mange treatment, so we'll leave her until she's a lot stronger. She's not very impressed, are you, sweetheart? This little ferret who came in really poorly Monday. He was nearly dead, he really was. Wednesday night I didn't give him any hope, and he's feeling better today, aren't you?
Oh, what's wrong with him then?
Don't know. We thought it was toxic poisoning first of all.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be possible. I mean, he's lost an eye anyway. I mean, he looks better from that side.
Oh.
That's his best side, that is. That's his, yeah. Yeah. But he's feeling better. Want a little drink? No? I've been giving him liquid and that, but he's nearly run out of food. But he's been eating a bit, haven't you?
How often do you try and take him? Sweet.
About every couple of hours I've been... more liquid I was giving him every 2 hours, but he's certainly better, aren't you?
Is he thin?
Certainly wolfing it down now, aren't you? Very keen, aren't they? Joyce, the vet, doesn't know either. She said she thought he had toxic poisoning, whereby he somehow got in contact with something like cuprinol or the other stuff, creosote. But we spoke to Steve and he said that he's still in the old pen that he had for his other ferrets. So it wasn't that. The other thing is that he had an infection when he came in and it didn't really get going until, you know, it took a long time to manifest itself.
On Joyce the vet's next visit, the mystery was still no nearer to being solved.
Yes, or
possibly
cuprinol. Because it's the fumes, isn't it, more than anything?
Yes, if he doesn't start fitting again, he doesn't need any more Valium.
Right.
If he starts fitting again, you'll have to dope him again.
Right.
Oh, he's trying so hard to drink.
You say
It's
20,
all right.
20
Louise will
mil.
come and syringe some down your pocket.
Some
It's easier than really trying to drink out of that bowl. You are dry, aren't you? Okay, but fluid, because it's got to wash whatever it was out. Probably that he's been chewing creosoted wood or something like that. I don't know.
Well, Christine have talked long and hard. This deer's been with us now for 5 days. There's absolutely no sign of improvement. In fact, if anything, he's got a bit worse. There's nothing in any of the forelegs. There's no movement, no control, and every time he moves, he cries. He can't sit up. And I'm afraid we've decided to do the thing we all hate doing. It's actually easier if you do it straight away, but we really wanted to give him every chance, as we always do, but there's just nothing there. It's just not fair to him, to be honest. All right, darling. Oh, fella. We did try, didn't we? Eh? Sometimes, sadly, there is nothing we can do to save our patients. This deer had not responded to any of our treatment. And though we always try as hard as we can, on this occasion our efforts were in vain. It is always very upsetting when we have to do this, but there comes a time when we believe enough is enough, and to prolong the suffering of this deer would be unfair. So all we can do is to help it to die painlessly and with dignity. We administered a large dose of anaesthetic, which allowed it to pass away quickly and peacefully.
Friday.
Attention! A meteor's on course to hit the town.
An all-new Paw Patrol movie's coming to Nick Jr.
Mighty Pups ready for mighty action, Rider Sir! One mighty whirlwind coming up!
My tulips! The brand new Paw Patrol movie, Mighty Pups, Friday at 5:30 on Nick Jr.
What does it take to prepare a meal fit for a queen?
You try and serve strawberries to the Queen in January and it's off to the tower. You're really in trouble.
And how do you satisfy the royal taste buds?
She likes to eat clean and green. Speaks volumes.
Secrets of the Royal Kitchens, Wednesday at 9 on Channel 5.
Oh, it's a lovely day. Beautiful day. My rounds on this particular day included a look at one of the ducks residing with us. We've all been cleaned out. Fair enough. Now, right, got to find ourselves a female duck. Ah, 2 female ducks. One should have a green spot and one should have nothing. Hello, babies. Hello, sweethearts. Well, darling, hey? Basically, this duck came in about 2 weeks ago, I think. It had been, how does one phrase this? Too many daddy ducks had been taking too much notice of mummy duck, perhaps is the best way you can describe this one. And she was absolutely waterlogged, saturated and very, very tired. So she's come here. She had really nothing wrong with her apart from that. So we've given her a couple of weeks of rest and rehabilitation and lots of food, which should have allowed her to build all the strength back up. And she will go back to the wild tomorrow, I should think, with a bit of luck. Hello, sweetheart. Come on. Just having a look at that green spot or not. No. It's a very handsome duck. You must be the duck, because you're very beautiful, aren't you? Hey? You're very beautiful. We'll sort everything out and you go back out tomorrow. Good girl. We were called out to help a Canada goose that had fishing line caught around its leg. He was from the same flock as Brian, another goose we saw in an earlier episode.
Hiya.
Brian, you may remember, also had been a victim of discarded fishing line.
About 3 weeks ago he's been on the lake since the last one we had. It's fishing twine, I think, around his leg. Just one. It's really swollen. It's coming over now.
Our first and probably most difficult task was to catch the bird, using a piece of equipment called a swan hook.
The plan of action is nobody knows. It's a matter of seeing how close she can come in. If we can get her on the bank, that would be the easiest way. And if we can't, then we've just got one stab at getting it off the water. But that's really very, very tricky. I've lost it. You know which one it is now? Just about reachable, but hardly. Well, I mean, knew that was going to be a no-go before we started, but it was just... It was sort of a 1,000,000-to-1 shot. We've now just got to sit and wait for them to come back in again. And they won't be very happy, because once they've seen a swan hook, they tend to be very wary of it a second time.
Our patience was not rewarded, and we would have to wait for another day before being able to catch this elusive bird.
Problem, they're not flying now.
No, that's their remote. This is the reason.
That's true. So at
Now's the best
least
time.
if you get them on the land, you stand a chance.
I mean, just sort of ring. If you see her up again, just ring and we'll come zooming over as long as we're around. Sorry we couldn't succeed. I could bring the 12-bore across.
Big lasso.
Well, we came last night and we looked at the Canada geese and we looked at more Canada geese and they all flew away and they didn't come near us. So I think tonight what we'll do, we'll try this approach first where the lady who feeds them always tries to get them up on the bank. That is plan A. Plan B, I think, would be to put the boat in the water so there is somebody out there, so as they do come towards the feeding, we can just try to edge them in a bit tighter.
Keep them on the side.
And if you, two of you can have hooks on the bank,
we
hopefully may get a chance of getting near it.
He's heading towards the water.
Sorry.
Brian and his mate proudly showed us their new offspring.
Dunno. Right, which one is it?
Right in front of me with a big lump of bread.
He's in the bread now. Yeah, he's got the bread in his mouth. Look, by the greenhouse. That's the one. Come on, Kim.
That's the one.
Okay, down.
Okay. Well done.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, nasty. Oh, that's been in there a
It's
while.
all growing in there, isn't it?
That's been in there a while.
It's not hot.
Oh, it's right in still.
It's grown over, actually. It's been in that long.
Hello, Vala.
Just down in the dinner, he said.
Hacked off Canny said, I don't want it. You keep your own bloody bread, he said. Oh, callous for that.
Yeah.
Very hard, that lamb, isn't it?
Well, Jimbo, you didn't have to go in the boat.
No, I've lived to fight another day.
We get to throw him in anyway, don't we?
Yeah.
That's what I mean, it's
right in the joint.
hurting, isn't it?
Right.
It's deformed the joint slightly, hasn't it?
That bit moves.
Yeah.
Quite
When you
easily,
look
that
at the other leg, you can just see.
Yeah. There's no movement from here, whereas that one there is.
Right, let's get him home then, people.
Oh. See him slip out here to shoot.
Right, let's get him in a bag, make him comfortable. Don't let it go, Jim.
I'll try to refrain.
Don't let it go, Jim. Right.
Head first. Go on.
Well, if you put him on the deck, just hold
down.
him, obviously, feet down. Then we can feed him.
Feed him
I
straight.
don't want to be fed
Go on,
through,
in you go.
so-
Good boy.
Come on, fella.
Hopefully that'll be the last of it.
Yeah, go down in. Try to double back, is he? There you go. Yeah.
Right. We should thank your lucky stars you didn't get wet and dirty, Jim.
Yes, I'm going to quite a result.
It's a bonus.
Quite a result. I'm no little man. No pecking.
On the journey back to the centre, the goose showed his disapproval of the whole business.
Ow, 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 ow.
Ow. Leave me alone. It really hurts. going to have a go at everybody.
It is. You should eat the car before we get him back.
So you've taken me out of my territory. I'm a very hacked-off bird.
I'm going to show you how hacked off I am. Come on,
You shouldn't have a peck at anybody. You should be pecking at the kids that put all the twine round your leg.
That's right. We're the ones that have got you in this.
We're the good guys.
Back at the centre, we were able to examine its leg more closely. It was extraordinary how the skin had actually grown back over the fishing line so completely that it only left the ends protruding from the wound. Christine very carefully pulled the line out.
All the way through.
How tight that was in there too. It's a tiny little loop on that line. Do you think it's fishing line or is it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's line,
fishing line,
isn't it?
all right.
To prevent further infection, Christine flushed out the wound with an antiseptic solution.
You don't need to bathe that like that for a couple of days, Christine. Actually, we do
Hang on,
Clethodim
sweetheart,
first every day and then do
wait.
an antibiotic.
I know it
afterwards.
stings.
Yeah, have a peck at me if it hurts.
That's amazing.
Incredible.
Oh, little thing. There we are, it's nice and clean now.
2 days of antibiotic and flushing the wound, and hopefully you attitude goose will go back.
Go back to whence you came.
Quick change from fox pen to goose pen.
Lovely.
In that one.
Right. There we go. Here we go home for the next little while. There we go. No more pecking.
One last peck before you go.
No more pecking.
Incredible growth around the line, isn't it?
Amazing. You've got bed and breakfast now, haven't you?
Yeah.
This is a serotine bat that Edward was feeding with one of its favourite foods, maggots.
And once they've sort of decided they've sucked everything out, they send, using their tongue, actually discard it out the corner of the mouth. So at the end, the skin of the maggot, which is quite tough, is then discarded and dropped onto the ground. Good enough now. It's still going. The other quite distinct feature with these bats, and certainly with the serentine bat, is these large claws on which is the thumb, and designed ideally for gripping onto wood timber, certainly in oak trees and that, where you've got quite rough bark, and very suitable for clinging on, especially when they're moving about. And certainly on the serentine bats, they're very distinct and quite long, actually. There you go, look, just drop that one out there, and this one's just coming out now as well. The skin of the maggots is quite tough, and really for a bat this size, trying to swallow that down is quite hard going. It's had enough now.
Hi, we just come to collect some ducks.
Oh, yes,
2 ducks,
right.
so we got to
One of
release.
ones, yeah.
One of our helpers, Mick Wilson, came to release the duck I had examined earlier.
Believe it or not, it was on our swimming pool.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a derelict swimming pool. And she was just sitting there. The dogs barked, and normally they fly away. And how have we got 2 now then?
Yeah, you have indeed. 2 ducks.
Well, there you go.
Excellent.
Right, thank you very much indeed.
They've been good patients. Thanks a lot.
Mick's duck had befriended another of our ducks, so we decided to release them together. As always, the release site of patients is carefully considered. It was obviously no good putting them back onto the derelict swimming pool, so a far better location had to be found. Their new home was to be on a large lake near Mick's house, where the area could well support another 2 residents.
Go on, you've got loads of food there. That's it. Look at that. Free at last. It hasn't been that long, has it? A couple of weeks. Hopefully it'll be a happy ending. Following one another, look. They're obviously very good friends. Oh, look, look. Oh.
See, last time we did fly back on the second go after it warmed up a bit. It's getting all excited now.
Louise gave the bat its first test flight. We'd had this bat for several weeks, and our helpers had patiently nursed it back to full strength. However, we were concerned about its flying abilities after so long in captivity. When flying, bats use a method of echolocation to stop them bumping into things. They transmit and receive back sound waves at ultrasonic frequencies. This allows them to determine their position in relation to other objects and creatures. His original accident may have impaired this natural ability, and so it was important that this bat got as much flying practice as possible. You can see from his performance here that he was going to need quite a bit more time before his navigational skills would allow us to release him.
It looks like he's taking a shine to you there. We spent lots of time together.
Well, as you can see, he's been looking for somewhere to land, and he found the only place he could land was the T-shirt. The ball's very slippery here. So you did very well, didn't you?
I've tied his back legs together to stop him jumping about.
A member of the public brought in a deer that had been hit by a car. It had jumped over a fence straight into the path of the car, and so its injuries were likely to be severe.
Right.
It's very, very placid. I don't think he's going to do anything, to be honest. They can go 12-foot fence from a stand.
He cleared this and just landed straight in the road, right in front of this car that was coming past, you see. Well, it hasn't done the car any good.
No, they don't. Deer can actually write a car off. I've known
yeah, I mean, he
a couple of cars
smashed
been
the
written off
headlamp,
by
one
deer.
headlamp, smashed the bumper. I don't know what he did to the bonnet part, but certainly didn't do the car any good either.
Need to get a line in, and also some decks in, and some antibiotic in, so we get the line in first. Until he gets a bit more with it, we can't really tell how severe the damage is to the pelvis. Right, boy. Good fella. I'm pretty sure there's some pretty major damage to the pelvis, but we'll just get him stabilised to start with, see what's going on, get a drip into him, get some decks into him, and then we can work on the pelvis a bit later on if he gets that far, if he makes it that far. The first thing we do in such circumstances is to treat the animal for shock by giving drugs like dexedresen by means of an intravenous injection, which is the fastest possible method.
Well, that's it there, isn't it?
It's all in the wrong place, mate.
Finding veins prominent enough to insert a catheter can often be difficult, because when an animal is in shock, the body automatically reduces blood supply to the peripheral areas and concentrates mainly on the vital organs, and so far less blood circulates to its limbs. However, we needed to treat this deer for shock as quickly as possible, so Susan gave it an injection of a corticosteroid. To avoid any further stress for him, we took him to one of our deer sheds and inserted a drip under the skin, as we could not raise a vein. We couldn't get a drip in IV, I'm afraid. He was just so much in shock we couldn't raise a vein. So we're trying to just give him a bit of fluid now, subcut. Same principle, it's just much slower absorption into the body. You can feel it start to sack up. Yeah, get that hand, just feel that. You can feel where it's the water's going in. It's forming a layer between under the skin. You can absorb that in through his body. Now we've got it reasonably settled, we're going to give him a shot of Valium just to try and placate him right the way down, and a shot of antibiotic to cover any infection and to cover all the other stuff he's had. But despite all our efforts, the deer died in the night. It is very sad when this happens, but we console ourselves with the fact that of all the patients we take in, we are able to save over 70% of them. In the next episode, we attempt to release the serotine bat. Nelson, the one-eyed ferret, has another checkup. The fox with the abscess is making good progress, and the goose who had fishing line through its leg is examined. A herring gull is brought in, and we are called to rescue something that didn't really look like British wildlife.
and all new Paw Patrol movies coming to Nick Jr.
Mighty Pups ready for mighty action, Rider Sir! One mighty whirlwind coming up!
My tulips!
The brand new Paw Patrol movie Mighty Pups, Friday at 5:30 on Nick Jr.
Welcome to your Tuesday morning milkshake with me, Kemi. And we've got brand new Noddy coming your way this morning, brand new Flugels, and even Shane the chef is brand new. And to celebrate, he'll be joining me right here in the milkshake studio. Yes! Now here's Pepper.
I saw a house the other day with ice cream all over the roof.
Oh, yeah?
It had been deserted.
Milkshake, sponsored by very.co.uk.
I'm Peppa Pig. This is my little brother George. This is Mummy Pig. And this is Daddy Pig. Peppa Pig. Gym class.
Peppa and her friends are going to the gym today.
Let's check you've all got your gym kits on.
Pedro is wearing a superhero costume.
Pedro, where is your gym kit?
It's at home. I thought it was dressing up day.
Follow me, children.
This is the gym, where mummies and daddies come to exercise and enjoy themselves.
Are you all having fun?
Yes,
Lots of fun. Your gym teacher for today is Grumpy Rabbit.
Where is he?
Hello, children. Are you ready to exercise?
Yes, Grumpy Rabbit. Do we have to do that?
No, that's only for big athletes like me. Not for little explorers like you.
We're not explorers.
I'll make explorers of you, but you look like a superhero.
It's just pretend.
Pretending? That's good. Right, let's warm up. Everyone, run on the spot. And flap your arms. Now stretch. Stretch. Wobble like a jelly. And rest. Now we're all warmed up, we can start.
Start what?
Your adventure. I want you to pretend that this room is a jungle.
It doesn't look like a jungle. Where are the trees?
You have to imagine it. The trees, the rain, the fast-flowing river at your feet. Your first adventure is to walk on this beam across the river.
Well, that's easy.
Ah, but it's night time and it's windy.
What?
That's how it was for me. It was a dark and stormy night. I was on an adventure. Ready?
But it's not windy or nighttime.
You have to pretend.
Everyone crosses the pretend river safely.
Hooray!
Well done, my little explorers.
What's next, Grumpy Rabbit?
Your next adventure is to swing across this swamp full of crocodiles.
I can't see any crocodiles. You've got to pretend.
Let those crocodiles know who's boss.
Go away, you naughty crocodiles.
That's the spirit.
Did you ever swing across a crocodile swamp?
Of course I did.
Were you scared?
Not as scared as they were of me. Ready? Don't forget to do the call.
everyone has crossed the pretend crocodile swamp safely.
Well done!
What's our next adventure?
This is a vault. Big athletes jump over it, like this. But you can pretend it's a dinosaur and crawl through its legs.
Have you